Hey everyone, welcome back to my Dev Web App channel. Today I'm going to provide and explain the solution to the tabs React.js live coding interview question. Let's take a look at the design. As you can see, we'll have some headers, three tabs, and content. And when I click on tab 2, the content is changing, and as you can see, we have tab 2 marked as active, and also I can click on tab 3 and content was changed, and tab 3 is active now, and I can return to tab 1 and tab 3. I launched my Visual Studio Code and have a React Interview Tasks project, and I have previous task about search bar, and now I'm going to create a new component, and it will be tabs, and file will be tabs.jsx, and also I'll need some tabs CSS file for styles. Okay, and now I can create functional component function tabs and return some JSX. Let me create container, and inside the container I'm going to provide h2 tag, and let's add tabs. Okay, and now I'm going to export it, and I can close this component, and inside app.jsx I'm going to import my tabs from components tabs, and instead of search bar I'll use tabs and remove these items and here. Okay, and now I can run my dev server. The project was created with Vite, and I can run command npm run dev to start dev server and open my project in browser. Okay, and let me open this and return JSX because I forgot to return. And let's check again. Okay, and we have our header, and let's add some tabs. And for that, I'm going to create array, and it will be array of objects. And let me provide const tabs and create array, and each object will have a label, and I'll provide tab1, and also let's add some content, and I can use div tag and close tag and provide text content of tab1, and I'm going to copy paste this object and just change to tab2, and for interview question that would be enough. And now we can pass our tabs to component using props. Okay, and now let me hide panel. And now in tabs we can retrieve, in the component tabs we can retrieve our prop, tabs prop using object destructoring, and now I can add some div and provide some class name, and let me add tab buttons, and tabs is an array of objects, and for array I can use map function, and I'll provide code tabs, and I'll use map function of the array to iterate through each tab, and for each tab I'm going to provide JSX, and I'll add button, and inside button I'll provide a label, and we have label inside object. And let's check what we have so far. And as you can see, we have 3 buttons. And let me open developer tools. And as you can see, I have this warning and about key. And let's fix it. I'll provide index. And you can add index to object, but for question, I'll use just index from array. And for each button, we can provide key, and it will be index. Okay, let's check. Let me refresh. And as you can see, we don't have this warning anymore. And now let's add functionality that when clicking on tab 2 or tab 3, I'll get my content. And first of all, we need to add content here. And I'll do it inside div. And let me provide some tab. And I need some active index. And let me provide content on the first item. And let's add some class name. We'll add styles later. Probably for the interview, you don't need styles, but I'll add them. Okay, and as you can see, we have content of tab 1, but buttons don't work for now. And let's add functionality for our buttons. And for that, I'm going to add state variable with hook useState. As you can see, import was added. And initially, it will be 0. And as you can see, useState returns a stateful value and a function to update it. And it returns array, and I'm going to use active tab variable to store the state, and function will be set active tab, and assign to use state hook what it returns. And now I can change 0 in my tabs to active tab, and I will display content of active tab. And inside button, I can add on click event and add event handler. And on click, I'm going to change active tab to set active tab to my index. We are using array, and we can just set the index of the element. And let's check. I'm going to refresh the page, press on tab 2, and as you can see, we have content of tab 2. And now we have content of tab 3, and I can return to tab 1 or tab 3. And for the interview, it probably would be enough, but I'm going to add some styles. And for that, I'm going to add import, and import my tabs CSS. And let's add styles. First of all, I'm going to use class tab buttons. And for that class, I'm going to add some margin like 0.5 rem for top and bottom, and 0 for left, right. Let's check. Okay, and we have some margin here. And let me add styles for tab content. And it's a class. And for tab content, let's add some padding. And it will be 0.5 rem for all sides. And also let me add some border up and 1 pixel solid, and some gray color. Let's check. And as you can see, we have border and phasing. Okay, and also let me add styles for button. And for button, we can add active indicator to mark active button. And for that, let me add styles for class for button, class name, and provide button. And let's add styles for that button, for some button. Okay, and for button, let me add padding like 0.5 rem and 1 rem for left right, and also let's add margin right and 0.1 rem, and also we can add some border like 1 pixel, solid, transparent, and let's make cursor pointer. Let's check. Okay, we have styles for buttons, but we need to add some styles for active button, and for that I'm going to add class active to tab button. Will provide active, and for active button, let's change border color to gray color, and also change background color to white color. Okay, and also make font weight bold. Okay, and now let's add our active class to our button, and for that I'm going to add cut here. Okay, and now let's check if we have active button or our index equals to active tab. Then I'm going to provide active class. Let me change here. Okay. And I'll use condition, and if index equals to active tab, then I'll provide active class, and if not, then I'll provide empty value. Okay, and now let's check. I'm going to refresh the page, and as you can see, we have active tab 1, and we have white background, and I'm going to press tab 2, and the active class applied to tab 2, and we have content for the tab, and the same for tab 3, and we can switch between tabs. And that's all that I had for today. If you like the video, subscribe to my Dev Web App channel, like the video. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.